Hello everybody, this is Rene Martinez and this is my video assignment for FTE 217. My instructor's name is Daniel Sape and today is October 26, 2024. I am going to be working with a firearm. This is my AR-10, Aero Precision AR-10. It is fully assembled and now we're gonna make it safe, making sure the firearm is safe to be worked on physically and visually inspect the firearm so there is no live ammunition pointed in a safe direction, making sure we are all good in there and this firearm has been made safe to be worked on. Now we can work directly on it. Just to let you guys know, there is no live ammunition whatsoever on my workstation or in my surroundings. So for this video assignment, we have to reflect upon the guidance received between last week and this week, assignments and lectures. And first, we're gonna analyze when the trigger work is necessary or should be performed and when it will not be performed. Honestly, trigger work is a tricky situation. If you're not ready to do trigger work, just don't do it. If you don't feel prepared to like cut spring, shave the hammer, and don't feel ready, don't attempt it. It is better to go ahead and buy a drop-in trigger or a Gazelle trigger that's sort of super smooth. So like that, you don't have to put yourself in danger or other people. Let's say, so when you need to do a trigger work, if the trigger pound is too heavy, that means the spring is too strong. You know, and if you're not liking it, if the sear is not catching the hammer, that's when you need to do a trigger work. You need to change that sear, make sure you are up to compliance, because if the firearm goes full auto on you, that definitely will not be good. Now that's already, I did it backwards, so I say if you're not ready, just don't perform trigger work. Discuss the problem that can occur when improper trigger work has been performed. So that's a good one. Like I said before, let's say the trigger is not aligned correctly, it's not hitting, that's improper trigger work. You gotta make sure your trigger is aligned and that hammer is actually gonna hit that firing pin to, you know, make everything go boom. Now another problem will be, like I say, modification to the trigger or to the hammer sear, trigger to the trigger grouping. Can be really dangerous because, again, it's just only one little piece in the hammer sear that you cut and you have a full automatic weapon, and that's against federal laws if you don't have a license for it. You know, plus there's triggers you can buy for it and bolt carrier group that you can go and make your AR platform full auto, but follow the federal guidance first. What constitute improper trigger work has been performed. So super light triggers, like extremely light, you definitely know something was going on. Um, that's how you can identify. That's the first gecko. Now, if you go inside the firearm, real quick, I'll do it right in here. You go inside the firearm and see anything weird on this piece right here, where the spring is, and notch for the safety selector going. You see that right there? That's the notch who actually holds the hammer in place, and the selector. Like that, it just goes back and forth. So that's just a little ways to identify improper trigger works. For part two, it is an inspection on my firearm. What I look on my firearm, I look inside to see if all the springs are set in a correct position, have plenty of pressure. I looked inside the chamber to see if the chamber is good. There's no nicks, crannies, or nothing that it will affect the projectile on the loading. I look at the bolt carrier group. Also look inside at the firing pin. Those are things that I looked on. Now, for this, right, if there's any wear and tear on the bolt carrier, I make sure that everything is doing contact. So, like that, um, I'm 100% sure that it's not going to be a failure. Um, Now, for there's many things to look for, especially as a gunsmith. Um, we check if the safety works. You know, when the firearm is ready to shoot. Um, so that's on a detail what I look for. It's a little more than the lecture because I actually look through the whole thing, including the barrel. Um, Now, for part three, um, is to check the safety system and the disconnector. So, safety, we're gonna assimilate the ball carries my finger, put it back, and we're gonna place it on safe so you guys can see nothing goes. So that means the safety is good. Now we're gonna put down and it shoots. So now we're gonna check the wall too. That's the wall of it. I don't know if you guys can listen to this. Reset, as you can see, the hammer goes up a little bit on the recess and shoot. That's how I make sure the safety selector sear is good to go. Now that is part three. Part four, articulate what I believe will be the easiest and the most difficult repair and alterations to do to an AR platform. The easiest alteration, charging handle. I just changed it to a radian from the mil spec that they sent me. So I put a AR10 charging radian charging handle, 100% the easiest alteration. Now, the hardest alterations will be changing a barrel. Let's say the headspace is not in there. Let's say the gas hole is not fitting, the gas tube is not fitting. So, yes, trigger work can be difficult and dangerous, but having a, this is my opinion, having a not good headspace on a barrel, or not having the gas system work on a barrel, that's difficult. Now, another very easy one is a drop-in trigger. I've been looking to get a Giselle drop-in trigger, which is gonna be the next one. It's gonna be 1.5 pounds for my AR10. A little skeptical about it, but that should be the easiest alterations that I can do. And when it comes to repairs, trigger work repair is tricky. Again, if you don't know what you're doing, you can really mess up and cause damage to your reputation as a gunsmith and the firearm. Or, if you cut the spring to something that is gonna give you less than a pound, that's dangerous. It's very dangerous. I prefer replacing the whole trigger than just doing a repair and a trigger job. Just to throw it out there. And this is my video assignment for FTE 217. One more week to go, and thank you guys.